Now, unless you're too cool for Facebook, you've probably already heard that Charlie Sheen has recently been winning at the game of life. The 2.5 Men star was taken to the hospital just over a month ago, complaining of severe abdominal pains. Ironically, much like the pains that I experienced when I first saw Sheen's Corner, Charlie's next Emmy-nominated show. Rumor has it he took a pay cut from his normal $2 million per episode for this project. The abdominal pains, Charlie's, not mine, were the result of a 2-day bender driven by drugs, sex, and karaoke. According to TMZ.com, neighbors claim they heard women inside singing Red Hot Chili Peppers songs and raging well into the morning. However, we can only speculate to the fact that there was more than just Californication going on that night. Something needed to be done to stop this bye-winning bulldozer from demolishing his career. That's when Warner Brothers executives stepped in, before Charlie went completely daffy. They pulled the plug on his hit sitcom 2.5 Men. The way they saw it, Charlie needed to straighten out his life. They advised the actor to seek treatment in a rehab program. So, naturally, Charlie decided to self-heal, using the power of his mind and a set of instructions from this fortune cookie. I guess that means his doctors wrote him a prescription for don't have a job at all. Okay, that's not a real prescription, but it leads me to my next point. Charlie's self-medication did not go well. Just 2 weeks after his hospitalization, he embarked on a series of U.S. radio and talk show appearances that validated all the recent negative buzz about him. It appears Charlie Sheen not only fell off the wagon, he seems to have landed in this guy's. The trouble all started when Charlie phoned into the Dan Patrick Show. In the interview, Charlie discussed his urge to go back to work.
I healed really quickly, but I also unraveled pretty quickly. So get me right now, guys. Get me right now.
Charlie was all set to return to work. And then 2 days before production resumed, he appeared on the Alex Jones radio show, and the Wild Thing verbally attacked 2.5 Men creator Chuck Lorre, stating, "I think I've spent close to the last decade effortlessly and magically turning your tin cans into pure gold." Later that day, Charlie challenged Chuck to a fight. Chuck and CBS simply responded by canceling 2.5 Men. Now clearly Charlie wasn't willing to lose the whole chocolate factory without putting in his 2 cents. So, in a letter sent to TMZ regarding Chuck Lorre, Charlie proclaimed, "I fired back once, and this contaminated maggot can't handle my power and can't handle the truth. I wish him nothing but pain in his silly travels." Now, Charlie would have called him directly instead of using a letter, but word is that Michael Jordan still has his cell phone.
You and I could take care of it. My number's in there. Call me.
Thank you for tuning in to the Charlie Breakdown 2011 podcast. Stay tuned for part 2.